What if I told you that there is an entire playable type of Pikmin hidden in the Pikmin series, only accessible in the deep dark depths of the game's files? This Pikmin has been around since the start of the series, has been present in every game, and is the start of all Pikmin. The Pikmin themselves are named after this elusive being. This creature is the Pickpick carrot. Yes, Pikmin's most mysterious type is a carrot, and it is playable in some of the games. This video is going into the complete history of the Pickpick carrot and analysing how good of a Pikmin type it is. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe for high quality Pikmin videos weekly. The very first mention of Pickpick carrots was in Pikmin 1, where they make a rather minor appearance. At the very start of the game, in the impact site, when Olimar discovers the Pikmin, he states how they remind him of the Pickpick carrots he is familiar with at his home planet, and decides to name the Pikmin after them. This is also the same reason why the Onion spaceship that hosts all the Pikmin is called an Onion. After that though, they don't get brought up again, and they don't even make a physical appearance in this game. They do get mentioned in the European manual of Pikmin 1, and it states that before Olimar left the planet, his wife prepared him his favourite soup, which consists of 3 large onions and hundreds of red, yellow and blue Pickpick carrots. While Pikmin 1 didn't have that many Pickpick carrots, Pikmin 2 upped the ante a lot more, and Pickpick carrots are much more prominent in this game. First of all, they are the entire reason that the plot of Pikmin 2 happened. While Olimar was stuck in the planet in the first game, Louis was tasked with delivering golden Pickpick carrots. And while doing this delivery, he was allegedly attacked by ravenous space bunnies that ate every single carrot. This put Olimar's company Octave Frey into a large amount of debt, meaning the second he got home from Pikmin 1, he had to go right back to the planet and collect treasures. Honestly, the plots of these games just make Pickpick carrots sound like a curse. They're always showing up like right behind the disaster happens in the plot. The Pickpick carrots also show up in the brand new Picklopedia, where you can throw them at enemies to have the enemies react and eat them. Now if you play Pikmin 2 normally, this is usually all the Pickpick carrots will do. However, hidden in the files of the game is something huge. If you go into the challenge mode configuration files, which tell the game what types of Pikmin to spawn in, you'll notice what appears to be a 7th type of Pikmin, and when the files are edited to spawn them in, you are greeted with this. Holy shit, they're alive. Pickpick carrots are hidden in the game's files, and they work almost completely normally aside from some strange oddities, like them floating in the air a small bit. The HUD just ignores their existence, and they will always have a leaf even if they drink nectar. Gameplay wise, these guys are basically the opposite of Bulbmin. While Bulbmin are immune to almost all of the hazards, Pickpick carrots are immune to none of them. They also deal normal damage output of 1 times, making them the worst type of Pikmin in this game. They aren't the worst type in the series, however, white Pikmin from Pikmin 3 are immune to no hazards and have half the damage output, and some other playable types of Pikmin are completely broken. These guys are fun to put in custom caves, as them having basically no benefits makes for some interesting challenges. Now you may be wondering, why are these guys even in the game? Well, the main reason for that is for them to work in the Picklopedia, they need to be a separate type of Pikmin. So them being a different type was probably just a leftover. It is strange, however, how they have leftover property values to spawn them into challenge mode, which may imply that they were meant to be used as a Pikmin type at some point but were scrapped. These guys are really interesting, and it blew my mind when I first found out that there was a hidden Pikmin type just in the files waiting to be found. They're also pretty funny as well. You just have a bunch of fucking carrots following Olimar around. Pickpick carrots are seemingly missing from the next game, Pikmin 3. Despite the deluxe port featuring a Picklopedia, they don't show up there or anywhere else in the game. They are only mentioned once in the game in a random conversation that you aren't required to see. They may seem missing, but yet again in the files they live on. You can spawn them in and use them, which means they've been playable in more Pikmin games than Bulbmin. That's nice. Now you may be wondering how useful they are in Pikmin 3, and the answer to that is that they are the most broken Pikmin type in the game. Unfortunately, compared to Pikmin 2, they are barely functioning in this game. You cannot throw them in this game, which means you have to charge things, and if they attack something, then the entire game just shits the bed. They do have special coloring when bringing something to the onion, but if they do bring something to the onion, then no seeds come out of it. They are obviously very broken when compared to their appearance in Pikmin 2, which is a shame. It would have been nice to see these guys featured in mods like they were in Pikmin 2. Having a Pikmin type that's immune to nothing is a nice concept and makes for some good challenge hacks. Pikmin 4 breaks the ongoing tradition of having hidden playable Pickpick carrots in the game's files. Now they are obtainable as items and are back in the Picklopedia. The items can stun enemies for a brief amount of time, giving you the chance to attack an enemy and kill it. Kind of useless because this is a game where Ice Pikmin and Ochi exist, but it is nice to be able to officially use Pickpick carrots. In the Picklopedia, they work the same as Pikmin 2, except you can't spam 5 quintillion of them at once, so what's even the point? They also aren't playable in Hey Pikmin, even though Olimar does confirm the existence of Pickpik carrot cookies. Holy shit, this is huge. Why wasn't this in Pikmin 4? I remember when my son got a box of my favourite Pickpik carrot flavoured cookies wet playing with his water gun. I was upset at first, but now I think back on it, it's just water under the bridge. In my opinion, Olimar, you should have fed him to the smoky prog. Also, this information is technically DLC. You need to buy a Splatoon amiibo to get the treasure, and it's called the Squirting Squirt. What a shit name. This is the only pay-to-win Pikmin game. You need to pay money to 100% it. Thanks a lot, Arzest. They have one of Metal Mario, and they call the treasure Great Man. This stuff deserves a separate video. That concludes the history of the Pickpik carrot. Quite a strange type of Pikmin. I definitely don't see it returning as a playable type, considering it wasn't even meant to exist in the first place, but I'm sure we'll continue to see appearances from them as items and other stuff. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe or I'll feed you to the smoky prog.